at the moment, our manganese is probably worth in the range per ton of ore of between $130 to $165 per ton. So it's a very robust project. It's a very simple processing plant. There's no reagents, there's no chemicals. We're targeting of between 35 to 40%. So at those margins that we're anticipating, this is a very good earner for the Marula Group.
So are we talking there potentially $750,000 per month if it's 5,000 tons?
Yeah.
This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this StockBox interview.
Marula Mining have announced a deal with Baowu Steel Resources, a subsidiary of China Baowu Steel Group, the world's largest steel producer with 157 billion in 2024 revenue. The 5-year contract, initially for 60 months from the 1st of March 2025, provides stability and predictability in terms of revenue streams, with the contract demanding a significant upscale from 5,000 tonnes in April to 20,000 wet metric tonnes monthly by May 2026. Well, joining us today to tell us a bit more is, of course, CEO Jason Brewer. So, Jason, you've signed a deal with a pretty big steel off-taker here. I mean, first of all, how are you feeling about this?
Yeah, pretty chuffed. I'll be short. No, it's a great deal to have got done. It shows the sort of people that we're dealing with. We've always been looking to partner with some of the best in the world. And from a steel and an iron ore perspective, you don't get much bigger than these guys.
Indeed. I mean, so what was your in out of interest? Just a good negotiator, or how did you manage to get in with these guys?
It comes down to the group. I'm not going to steal credit for this. It's the group. It's the people within our group, the relationships they have out of South Africa, out of the rest of Africa, and the doors that opens, and also the fact that we're here on the ground. We're not based in London. We're here in Africa, big operational presence in South Africa, which is where Baowu Steel South Africa, the group that we've actually contracted with, the subsidiary of China Baowu Steel. We've got those relationships. They see that we're there to deliver product. And at the end of the day, they want product to support their global steel business.
Okay, well, this is really good. So, I mean, are you ready to deliver the required tonnage and indeed the required grades?
Yeah, look, we've been negotiating on the specs for this material for quite some time now. And, the plant at Kilifi is currently being... there's optimization work going there. There's modifications to that plant, which we said just a few weeks ago. That work is ongoing. I'll be up there later this week to have a look, along with Edu Raheni as our general manager operations for East Africa. Yes, we'll be ready to deliver those initial 5,000 tons in April, and thereafter 10,000 a month for the next 12 months, and then rising to the 20,000 tons. So we're very confident in that plant. We're very confident in the region as it has some tremendous manganese resources.
Okay, good. Now, this is a CIF model, so that's cost, insurance and freight. But I noticed there was something in the press release here about the performance bond mechanism. So just tell us a little bit about that. Is that a bit of a spanner in the works? So what's that all about?
Basically, it's just ensuring that we're always in good standing with them. Under the nature of this agreement, it's an agency framework agreement for the purchase and sale of manganese ore. So they've got the exclusive right to sell that into their networks and to third parties as well. When we deliver that product to port, we get paid 90%. Okay. And we have to do a monthly contract each and every month on what we deliver. So we get a provisional payment of 90%. What we also have agreed to put in place is that for any unsold manganese, that we will put in place 10% a bond, 10% by value of what is unsold. Now, that's not a significant sum, but it's something which we've agreed to put in place to basically provide a greater confidence in our ability to deliver product and deliver product at specification. So we've got a very well-defined specifications for this manganese, and it's very different to what has been typically been delivered out of South Africa to China. So Kenya is a new market for manganese, and as such, we've had to come up with and put in place a very specific product specification that will deliver.
Okay. And of course, it starts off at this 5,000 tonnes per month, but scaling to 20,000 tonnes per month within, well, it's just about a year's time, or just over a year's time now. I think that's going to require pretty flawless execution. I mean, any delays on the plant commissioning or operations with mining there could indeed risk jeopardizing this contract. So, I mean, how are you feeling about the ramp up? I know we're just getting started here, but we've got to be thinking long term.
Absolutely. Look, we've got work taking place now. We announced just a couple of weeks ago a local Kenyan-based group that's assisting us with the modifications, with the optimization of that plant. To achieve 10,000 a month is a single shift over that full month. So we're very confident in being able to deliver that. Doing 20,000 tonnes per month, again, is a conservative basis, and that requires a twin shift. Again, we can operate this effectively 24/7. It's a very simple, straightforward processing plant, which is taking receipt of manganese ore at the process plant gate. So we're very comfortable with the procedures, with the planning, with the preparations that the team's put in place. But now it is execution, and we've got to be in a position over the course of April to be delivering that product to Mombasa. The great advantage of this project, Mark, is its logistics. We're just 60 k's from Mombasa port. There's very few other manganese projects around the world that are this close to an established port, and a port which has such significant advantages, compared to South African ports for the delivery of manganese to the Middle East and to the Asian markets. So, I think we're very well placed to deliver on these tonnages and the ramp up over the course of the next 12 months.
Okay. And in terms of, as well as de-risking, of course, the project here, what can you say what it means in terms of money for Marula?
Yeah, look, if you look at there's quoted prices for manganese ore, and it's quoted on a per DMTU basis. So it's on basically a percentage point. At the moment, our manganese is probably worth in the range per ton of ore of between $130 to $165 per ton. Okay? We've put out numbers previously, Mark, as you've seen, in terms of our costings. The costings to get it to port, the costings to process it, to purchase the ore where we're purchasing it from third parties. So it's a very robust project. It's a very simple processing plant. There's no reagents, there's no chemicals. It's a very simple beneficiation, crush, screen, wash through the trommels, through the screens to give us a final product, which we're targeting of between 35 to 40%. So at those margins that we're anticipating, this is a very good earner for the Marula Group.
So are we talking there potentially $750,000 per month if it's 5,000 tonnes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've said it before, Mark. People can do their maths. It's a simple project. You've got quoted prices. It's very transparent. Our logistics costs very low. Very low.
Yeah, and of course, I mean that number I said there was literally just the free cash flow. Effectively, you'll have costs and things involved in that. But in terms of then scaling up, you've of course still got the access to funds if needed as well from the F1 group. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, the way we're going to focus on this operation is basically the expansions which we're going to do, both from a mining perspective and from a processing perspective, is clearly going to come from cash flow. That's where we're targeting. In addition, what we're going to be looking at is a way of value addition to the manganese. I've made it no secret that I want to see us producing a high purity manganese, which has got great opportunities in the battery metals space. We've got our operation is located in Kenya, which is well into the mid-90s in terms of renewable energy. So how we're better placed to produce a green metal where you can guarantee that it's produced from renewable energy and where there is an ability to do so and get it to market very quickly. So we are actively pushing ahead on that high purity manganese focus and an ability to get manganese not just to the steel industry, but also to the battery industry as well.
Okay, good. Well, thank you very much for your time, Jason. I know you've got revenue coming in from the other project as well, haven't you? So you're getting into sort of a couple of revenue streams now, which is really good to see from Marula.
Absolutely, and it's about time. Don't get me right, it is about time. I was at Kanusi last week, and I'll be speaking with Maremi and Edu later today about the sales process there, the transportation of material and so on. So having multiple operations, each generating revenue, is really going to transform the group over this quarter and next.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time. As always, Jason Brewer, CEO of Marula Mining.
Thanks, Mark.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.